Welcome to Catholic Mom Talks. So many times as Catholics, we may grow up in what's called a cultural Catholic home. Maybe our parents are Catholic, our grandparents, and sometimes maybe we know that we're Catholic, we're baptized, maybe we've received the sacraments, but we've never really had a conversion. Maybe we don't know our faith very well. I was one of those people, and I even went to Catholic school, right? And I went through all the motions, right? And I was following my family, but it wasn't until my mother, who, when she turned about 30-something, that she decided to go to a Catholic monastery to visit, right, to go on retreat, and to kind of, be present to God and her faith. And she started to have a major conversion. Well, I was a little girl, right? And I used to sit in the back seat of the car, and my grandma, who also had been a convert to Catholicism, but really hadn't had a major conversion, she also started to journey with my mom. And they would have these great philosophical conversations about God and about the faith and about Scripture and about Jesus. They were on fire, right? They were searching. They were seeking. And here I sat in the back seat, right, on these long trips to go to the monastery, which were usually about 2 hours long from LA up into the desert. And I can remember hearing them and hearing their discussions. And what it was they were having a conversion. They were Catholic, yes. They were Catholic, and God had called them into Catholicism. But they were finding out what Catholicism really is, right? And Jesus, Jesus kind of pulls you to that point. But it's an awakening to the truths in the faith, an awakening to Christ, and an awakening to the relationship with Christ. Is it possible that the God of the universe can speak to me in the here and the now? Absolutely, 100% yes. Are we called to live in union with Jesus? Absolutely yes. And the church is so magnificent. It's not there to point its fingers and demand that you conform to its ideas and ideology. No. It's a roadmap. It's a roadmap for us to live in constant union with Christ. And who established that roadmap but Jesus? Jesus did. He didn't want division among us. He wanted us to be of one mind and one heart. And that's actually in Corinthians, and I'll check my notes here, but it's in Corinthians. And what he said was, he was saying that, I believe it was St. Paul, he said, I appeal to you, brothers, that all of you be of one mind and one heart. And that is so true. We need to be of one mind and one heart. No division among us, right? We needed a solid foundation, right? And Jesus said to St. Peter, you are going to be my rock, and on my rock I will build my church. Okay. And then he goes on to tell the apostles, I'm going to give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. And that is in Matthew 16. He says, I'm going to give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven, and whoever sins you hold on to, they'll be held on to, they'll be held bound. Whoever sins you will be loosened, they'll be loosened in heaven. That is your reconciliation. That is the gift Jesus gave to the priests to help us to come into the fullness of Jesus, living in union with Christ. He also said, Jesus said, unless you eat of the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you will have no life within you. For my flesh is real food and my blood is real drink. And some of the apostles, they couldn't do it. They're like, oh, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? Well, you're talking about the God of the universe. He's not limited. And he wanted to live in union with us, complete and total intimacy and union with us. So the church is a roadmap. It's a roadmap for a way, it's a passageway, safe passageway for us to stay in constant union with Jesus, in constant life with Christ, not to get distracted, not to get persuaded, but to stay not only with Jesus, but to stay awake so that we always remain in him. Thanks for listening.